Hello again and welcome to this video. I'm doing the 172 scale Grumman F9F-8 Cougar, and I'm doing this as a follow-on to the Panther, which I did earlier. The Cougar, as you may know, is the swept wing version of the Panther. So it's a nice follow-on. And it's a nice plane as well. I mean, just by looking at this box art, I think you can see that it's actually a very beautiful plane. This is the kind of boxing which I actually like from Hasegawa. It's got that very, subtly sophisticated look about it. You have a nice picture, you got a small discrete logo down here, and then the name is here. And then some discrete wording here as well. And then you have this, which is, a solid color background on the side. It's this nice metallic green kind of look, and then a brief description of what it is. That's what you will see in the shop on the shelf, and then on the side here, you will see the name Grumman F9F-8 Cougar, the same thing in Japanese script, and then a side profile shot of the completed and finished model. And some other detailed pictures of the model themselves. Very attractive plane, actually. So let's have a look inside. As I said, it's very nice box art. So let's pop this open. And what you will see first off is a instruction sheet. Oh dear. Okay, so that's the instruction sheet, and these are the parts for the kit. And as you can see, straight off the bat, the decal sheet is quite bad actually, which is sad because it is actually a very comprehensive looking decal sheet. I don't know whether this is salvageable or not. I doubt it, but okay, let's put this aside first and let's have a look at the instruction sheet. So what we have is Grumman F9F-8 Cougar, a picture again of the completed model on the top, and then the history of the plane itself, and then let me see. Okay, step one is assembly of the cockpit tub, and there is the seats. The seat is split in two vertically, which is unusual. And then you have the pilot figure, and then how to paint him, and then the application of decals to depict the side console instrumentation, as well as the instrument panel, the main instrument panel piece, together with a decal to represent the main instrument panel in dials and stuff like that. And there's a bit of a bulb head, okay, so that there's no empty space behind the pilot figure. Step two, you have the assembly of the main wings, and you then see the sweep back, right? And you have directions to install holes, or at least to drill out the holes for the installation of pylons. Then we have the jet intakes. Yeah, jet intakes being assembled here for the right hand side and the left hand side, and the cockpit tub being presented and installed in the fuselage halves. Yeah, and then the whole assembled fuselage is fitted onto the main wing. The main wing, by the way, is in three parts. So you have the main piece underneath, followed by the two upper wing panels. Okay. Then canopy is being installed here as well, together with the lips of the air intake. Okay. Step 5, you're going to see the installation of the air brakes, and then the main undercarriage and the main undercarriage doors. All right. Then at step 6, the stores, the underwing stores, you have got AIM-9 missiles, and then you have these long-range fuel tanks fitted underneath. And then let me see. That's it. That's the assembly itself. And then you have everything coming together the tail hook can be fitted either extended or retracted. That's interesting. But yes, you can do either way. Okay, and the nose, you have that let's see, part B17, and then you have, I think what you can see there is, I think, a air refueling probe, and then you are directed to put 3 grams of weight, nose weight, to make sure that the plane doesn't sit on its tail. I suppose if you wanted to extend the tail hook, you could use the tail hook as a kind of support to make sure the plane doesn't tilt over backwards. That's one option, I suppose. Okay, so it's a pretty straightforward build. Nothing tricky about this. Yeah, nice. Now we come to the markings, and it's a bit of a heartache here because, as you can see, you've got two very, very attractive schemes. You've got a VF-43 US Navy aircraft in the classic white undersides and light gray topsides, or gull gray maybe, I'm not sure, and full color stars and bars. And then you have the VF-61 US Navy aircraft in overall dark blue. It's a nice plane. And different markings. The stars and bars are different. Okay. A bit of a heartache because that means I had 2 full sets of decals I could have used. But instead, because I had made the mistake of throwing this thing into the a shelf and not looking at it for a very long time, the result is that one of the things that I think we should always do is, even though the kit may have packaged everything like this, you really should take it out of its packaging so that you can make sure that the decals are properly protected. Let me just slice this open. I know it's a bit late now, but that's not the point. The point is that it should have been done, and there's still decal sheets, and I don't know whether I can. Ooh, it's stuck, for heaven's sakes. Let me just do that. I'm not doing this deliberately just to let you hear the sound of why did I do that? Of cellophane. Okay. So those are the parts. Oh, okay. Let me see whether I can coax this. Ooh. Ah. Whoa. That's painful. Okay. Ah. That is really so sad. I mean, look at that. I had 4 stars and bars here, another 4 here. You know, so I could have used them, but it's okay. We live and learn. And then we have the instrument panel decals. Now that's going to be a bit of a problem, right? Because if it's like this and it's yellowed, can I use them? I probably still will use them because they're going to be in the canopy in the cockpit anyway. So yeah, let's just use them. So that's the decal sheet. It's actually a very nice busy decal sheet, and considering that it's a 72 scale, that's a really big decal sheet. Okay, right, let's look at this canopy. Now I'm going to move this around and let the light play on it so that you can see, and this is another reason why I wanted to pop it out of the bag, because then I can properly protect it. Now unfortunately, I think there's some element of distortion. Can you see that? Yeah, not as clear and well formed as I would have thought, but on the whole, generally it looks okay. And you know, at least it comes in 2 parts, right? So you could actually pose it slit open, for example. Okay, nice. Now we come to this sprue. Okay, those are the wing tanks. And those are the sidewinder missiles. You get 4 of them here, and then that's the main right side fuselage piece. Oh, that is interesting. I get 2 different noses. One nose comes with gun ports. Sorry, I'm flipping this around too much. It comes with gun ports and a hole there for the aerial refueling receptacle, the probe. And this one is smooth. It's a neat little nose. So I'm wondering, is that the photo reconnaissance version? I don't know. But it means one comes with guns, one does not come with guns. Okay, gotta do some research then. Air intakes, okay. And then it comes with separate lips, if you remember. Okay, there, those are the separate lips. You see them? Yeah, there we are. No, that's the inside, huh? So don't get too shocked. That's the outside, and that's very nice and thin. Can you see that? Very, very nice and thin. Okay, I'm very happy with that. This is the second sprue, and it comes with the left side of the fuselage. Recessed panel lines throughout. Okay, and yes, I'm doing this flippy thing because I want to show you how. Do you see that? How Hasegawa has captured that beautiful curve there. Very, very nice. Okay. Let me see. Instrument panel on the top there. That's the bulkhead. Those are the air brakes. Now the air brakes are perforated, as you can see. Might have to go through them with a bit of a maybe a needle or something just to open them up a little bit more. Okay. I think that's the jet pipe. And then look at the wheels. Very nicely detailed. I don't know whether it's accurate or not, but it looks nice. Undercarriage, nose wheel, various bits and bobs. I think this is all for the undercarriage. Those are the parts for the seat, by the way. As I say, it's weird, right, that it is done this way. This is the first time I'm seeing a seat assembled this way. Cockpit tub. And this is the, I think this is the underside. The cockpit tub fits on top of this. And then that's the nose gear under the wheel bay. Pylons. Very nice. Very nice. Last sprue up. This is the thing that makes it a different plane from the Panther. Right? And this is the main wing portion with the lower side, and then the upper sides are here, all swept, of course, and these are the tail pieces. All have got very, very fine recessed panel lines. Very, very fine. Look at the wing fence. The wing fence is actually very fine as well. That's really nice molding. Some detail inside the wheel well. Okay. Very nice. Okay, so that's what it is. The F9F-8 Cougar from Hasegawa, 72 scale. Oh, I'm feeling a lot of heartache just looking at this decal sheet. Learn from me. Always chop that open and just pull that out and put it into a nice Ziploc bag. It might not be 100% safe. These decals are really old. I mean, I bought this way back, right? And they will turn yellow with age, but maybe not as bad as this. You know, not as bad as this. Okay, so that's what we have. I am not going to get too upset about the decals. I'll try not to be too upset about the decals. Okay. Yeah. But you can always find replacements, I suppose. I don't know. Is that how it's supposed to fit? Maybe not, huh? Oh, well. Yeah, something like that. Okay. And then that goes there. Like that, roughly. Oops. And that goes there. Okay. So, there we have it. Hasegawa F9F-8 Cougar in 72 scale. Very nice box. Generally a very nice kit, actually. I'm quite happy with it. It should build up quite nicely. And it's just a matter of looking for the decals. I need to understand why it is that they gave us two different noses. Yeah. Okay, look, whilst we're here, we might as well try and see whether we can solve that mystery. No, both of them are the same. I thought one markings option would have that one, but no, it's both the same. Both have got the probe. So let's look at the parts plan. Sorry about that. Parts plan. Do we have one? There. See that? Not for use. Okay. So I need to find out, well, when would you use it? Okay. So the F9F-8 Cougar. Mystery to be solved. I hope you enjoyed that. I did. I'll get over the heartache of the decal sheet. I'm quite sure I can find a replacement, or I think if I can find another one of these available, and Hasegawa does reissue their kits from time to time, I'll just pick up one. It's cheaper than buying a separate decal sheet, to be honest. And this time around, I will have learned my lesson, and I'll make sure I put it away properly in plastic or quickly build the kit. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. Until my next video, please do take care with your knife blades. Spray paint in a nice, well ventilated area. And if you're going to use an open flame candle or anything else to do sprue stretching or whatever it is you would do, please make sure that it's nowhere close to where you keep your paints. Okay. And above all, have fun with what you're doing. I'm having a lot of fun. I think you can tell that. And I'm really happy to be able to share all this with you. Please do continue to provide suggestions as to what other kits you may want to see. Okay. Until the next time, take care and have fun. Thank you.